this working? Good. Just give me 1 second, guys. Alright, guys. Should be starting here in a second. Pre-stream stuff. Okay. How's it going, everybody? It's Keejchen. We're bringing you the ADMW Winter Special. This is the championship match between Keejchen and Jacksmack, and this is actually going to be a really fun game. So, this is a double elimination tournament. So, while Keejchen has lost actually to Jacksmack before, he's climbed his way back up, and it's going to be and it's going to be a sort of rematch here to see who gets this game. And so, since it is double elimination, Jacksmack hasn't actually lost a game in the entire second stage, so he technically gets 2 games. So Keejchen has to win the next 2 games in order to get the championship, but if Jack wins just this one, then the tournament's over. So ball's kind of in Jacksmack's court to win this, just because he has 2 chances. That being said, it's anyone's game. And looks like we're going to be having the double Necromancer come out. Should be a really interesting match. Not having any poison works. Zombies only triggering off of probably just the Necromancer. There should be some really interesting stuff going on here. And this should be kind of interesting in terms of how they're going to beat each other. Now, thing about Necromancers versus Necromancer is I personally like skeletons better, but zombies, they're hardy. I don't know, it's tough to say. I'm curious to see if we're gonna see drain souls, drain lives, things like that on Mage ones to try to just specifically target the Mage. If we see some sort of offensive paladin, or I'm sorry, Necromancer, that would be sort of interesting here, although the Death Rod staff does have a rod condition, and since they're poison immune, you can't really do much. So, yeah, Necromancer. This will be really cool. I personally think an Eternal Servant, the best one would probably be probably a Skeleton Knight, just because they can dodge. Yeah, so... Looks like they're both going to be playing here. So the good luck, have fun has been said. The initiative is going to go to Keejchen. Both of them are playing, so let's just see how this game rolls out here. Alright, moving on to the quick cast phase. And I think we're going to see... probably some basic setup in the first rounds. So the question is, are they going to go Libro, or are they going to go Graveyard? And I don't think we'll see a non-spawn point. I guess we could see some sort of Gorgon Archer thing, but Gorgon Archer just wouldn't be good in this. Just because those weaks aren't going to really target anything. Looks like he's just going to place the Mana Crystal down first. This is I don't know what you're going to do, so I'm going to play it safe. And the Acolyte of the Bog Queen going down for Jacksmack. Very cool move here. Acolyte being a cleric actually has some interesting uses. And that is, you can do something like Althea, and you can sort of Pray that way. Although it would cost you a ton of spell points, that would technically be a really cool thing to do. You just need ways to do daze and stuns, and Althea can, but you have to have some sort of like lightning or holy focus necro. And I think the big thing you see with Accolade bug is probably getting used on the tower that does damage. And yeah, so we're just gonna see. And so both of them are laying down battle forges. So this is gearing up to be a longer game kind of thing. I think we'll probably see Meditation Amulet come out for Keejchen. Jacksmack is kind of unknown. His playstyle is kind of unorthodox here. Looking at the cards here, 56 cards for Keejchen right now. Jack has 62. And so Jack, I guess, has more stuff in school. I mean, he could have just... Keejchen might just have higher level stuff. So I'm curious actually to see what we have there as well. A lot of questions here. 55 cards now. So yeah, Keejchen, I'm not sure if he has just higher level stuff or just a lot of out of school dark stuff. Because, like usually when it comes to dark books, you see around 70 cards. Alright. Oh, good. The issue is switch. Alright, so we're seeing the Meditation Amulet come out. Schwenga from the stand says you don't need Turtle Serum for the piercing. I actually think Skeleton Knight is the right choice, not because of the piercing, but because he can have a defense. But yeah, I mean, Schwenga's saying from the stands that, hey, you should probably use it for low-level Skeleton or Zombie. That's actually a decent choice as well, just because it's so cheap and you'll always have something out there. Okay, so interesting. I wasn't actually expecting this. We're seeing the Meditation Amulet come out for Jacksmack, and the Libro come out for Keejchen. During the first creature action, we're just seeing a Libro come out for Jacksmack. Interesting, double Libro Necro versus Necro game, and this is actually a really cool thing. Mageddon coming out for Keejchen. This creature is actually freaking boss. I don't know if you've ever played this, but the Elusive and the 5 dice is kind of just like a seeker missile that just kind of like, you want to kill one thing, kill that thing. So with the Acolyte out and the Leaper out, I'm not thinking there's going to be an Althea kind of thing. That would be such a weird book. I don't think he would have this many cards if that were true. But I do want to know if he's going to have skeletons or zombies, and if he's using the Acolyte to get that melee +1 or to reconstruct. So it should be a little curious here. The Mageddon is an interesting thing for the Necromancer, just because, by the time it's all said and done and he's summoned, you're at 26 life, and that's like Academy level Mage right there. That being said, if you can get 2 hits off, usually you do pretty well. I'm guessing, by the way, out of these Battle Forges, we're just going to see Pants come out. I don't see anything big otherwise. The Acolyte actually creates some interesting stuff because now the poison stuff can hit the Acolyte. The only other reason that I've seen Acolyte get used is like an Ictolid build, because you're guaranteed not to kill it if you hit it with an Ictolid, and you basically spend 5 mana to get an 8 mana creature. That's actually decent. And then you combo that with like a Ghoul to then, as the Ictolid explodes, the Ghoul then gets a growth marker. It's not super competitive, but it would be an interesting thing to see. And they're going to take their time to decide. Yeah, Schwen, you're totally spot on, by the way. The Eternal Servant is just... It is amazing in smaller creatures, and I totally can see why you'd want to do that too. Just because if it's like casually dying and you're just getting it back, it is really nice. Alright, we're going to be doing... Yep, so... 11:45. Alright, deployment phase. Battleforge comes out. Pants. And the Death Ring coming out. Okay, the Death Ring is actually a really good choice as well. More economy here. Seeing Jacksmack go for a super economy play with the Meditation Amulet, Libro, and the Death Ring. Seeing the Skeletal Knight come out. I'm guessing he's going to Eternal Servant it. But we shall see. He's not going to Eternal Servant it. Okay. And then he's going to enchant himself. Interesting. They both enchanted themselves. So that... Probably just some casual thing to save mana. And, yeah, Keejchen chose not to remove the seal, but I guess that was a mistake. He is going to actually choose to remove it. I thought he might be doing some sort of... there's some weird stuff he can do with like Sanguine Hunter and stuff like that, but he's probably not doing that based on the fact that he's removing tokens now. And Jacksmack's just gonna... okay, so Jacksmack chooses to meditate, and I'm thinking what we're gonna see is a level 2 to 3 timing push out of Jack, where he just has tons of Skeleton Knights, maybe Sentries, maybe a Tainted, maybe some sort of level 4 Skeleton or Zombie, but I'm guessing that's what we're going to see out of him. Enchanter's Wardstone coming down for Keejchen. So he's going more enchantment heavy, I guess? The Acolyte advances. I am really curious why he's advancing with this Acolyte as well. Like, what does he want to get out of this guy? Okay, because, like, this guy's kind of just out in the open now, and it is a living creature in every way, so maybe he's just trying to trigger these enchantments if they're a must-reveal. Because, you know, 5 mana... creature triggering something that costs 2 to 5. It's not a bad deal there. Alright, we'll move on to the next upkeep phase. And anyone's watching live, yeah, by the way, no one's gonna see this part here, so I love talking to you guys. Yeah, I know what you mean, Schwen. Like, the Acolyte just is kind of like, what is it doing here? Maybe he used it as some sort of defensive thing early on, and now it's like not going to be needed. Maybe? I really don't know. Excuse me. But I mean, the Meditation Amulet with Necromancer is really classic, so I want to see what Jack gets out with that. I mean, Keejchen's going to be suffering here because Libro and the Battleforge is tough to maintain with just a Mana Crystal. Alright, looks like we're moving back into the game. Okay, so, nothing planned on the Battleforge for Keejchen. Cloak of Shadows comes out for Jacksmack. So he's playing it super safe by keeping a distance. Looks like Keejchen wasn't quite done, and he is actually going to spawn something out of a Battleforge. Okay, dude. Or he's going to put it on the Battleforge and then not cast it. Or he is going to cast it. Alright. I think Keejchen is nervous because I've seen Keejchen play tons of games, and he doesn't normally do stuff like that. Anyway, Skeletal Minion coming out for Jacksmack. I love this little dude. It's a 3 dice, 5 mana creature, and he has a ton of health, and he's just kind of good. And Keejchen not actually summoning anything out of his Libro, so it hasn't actually summoned anything at all. So what is Keejchen's plan with this Libro then? Because he obviously isn't going for like probably level 1 creatures. I'm guessing he's saving it up for the Zombie Brute? I really don't know here because there's just so many options. Jacksmack's going to choose to Meditate. Meditate. And this Acolyte just decided to run home. I don't really know why it advanced. Maybe because he just felt like he could. And maybe he thought, Keejchen might plan something. Which, I mean, would have been a smart move, because if Keejchen did plan something, which he moved and guarded, then I guess that makes sense. Enchantment going down on the Necromancer. This is probably Mage Bane. Could be an Enfeeble. Yeah, so I'm not really sure what Jacksmack wants to Eternal Servant, because he has a level 3 out and a level 1 out. And you'd think one of these dudes would be appropriate for that. This is such a weird game. Like, why does he have these this Wardstone out? He only has 2 enchantments. And, yeah, Keejchen's not actually going to cast anything this round. He just chose to move up and guard, so what did he do that for? Like, I mean, he goes to 3 mana on the Libro, and he has 26 mana now here. So, does he want to get a Dramalek out? I don't know what he wants this mana for. I think it'd be interesting if he did, like, I mean, it wouldn't be interesting, but if he did, like, a Sardonic thing, I don't really know what I think at that point in time. Sardonics would be such a weird choice. Your guess is as good as mine, guys, on what Keejchen is doing here. It's just such a weird Necro versus Necro game. That being said, Keejchen, whatever he's going to do, I'm sure he's going to just plan it right away, because he basically spent the last round thinking about it. I wonder if Jacksmack moving his Acolyte up caused Keejchen to plan some cards to deal with the Acolyte, and then that double run actually worked. And that's why Keejchen's just kind of like, eh. But the thing on top of that, though, is why did he move to the right and guard? I don't know if I agree with this at all. Because he has to stay alive somehow. And these 5 dice around, it does add up. Again, gets revealed. He's unchained. From the chat, Keejchen said summon Sardonyx. Clearly that's the win move. I think, what does Sardonyx have? That poison breath? Oh yeah. Alright. I think they're both done. Yep. So you're going to see deployment now. Keejchen's turn first. Got the boots coming out. He's got the whole rock band leather grouping. Skeletal Knight coming out of Keejchen. Interesting. Putting an Eternal Servant out of it. The fact that there's a Skeleton Knight here already... So basically these guys are just going to fight and just use defenses on each other, and whoever gets the defense is probably going to win. And a second Skeleton Knight coming out. This is, oh man. Skeleton Knights are one of those creatures that they are, they either feel really tough, and they're just like, you know, breaking through your lines with damage, or they just kind of die quickly. It's one or the other, I feel like, generally. That being said, usually in every Dark book I have some Skeleton Knights, so... And Eternal Servant going on this Skeleton Knight. Interesting choice there as well. Maybe that was a reaction to Keejchen's Eternal Servant Skelly Knight, but we have a Undead Knight battle going on here. With a demon. Yeah, Keejchen's gonna pass. So Keejchen has sort of like decided this is going to be the part to fight, and if he can hold this ground, I'm not sure that actually gives him much tactical advantage, other than the fact that this Ward Stone is way back here. I mean, whether he fought here, the difference is that he's, you know, farther away from Jack's Battle Forge rather than his own. Acolyte moves up, guards here. Seen the pass go down. And the minion guards. Yeah, let's see what McGinn does. So, I mean, basically he's guarding here because he wants to have a retreat pattern, and it's better than double moving. So, this is just a standard move. He's just going through the actions. McGinn double moving. I'm not sure if he should have moved one and guarded, because then he could have moved back here, and then he would have had a guard here, and if he chose to attack the knight, you have a defense. I'm not really sure if that's the best move, but the fact that he's still guarding with his Necro says this one of these might be a bear strength. Alright, it's Keejchen's move. This is a big move here. So is Keejchen going to quick cast, or is he going to use his main action first? That's the big tell on what's happening. And it looks like he's going to use his action first. It says he's probably going to cast a creature, maybe, or he might just use an attack spell. I don't see an attack spell happening though. He's going to move down. Okay, no creature. And he's gonna... okay. So he moved down because he wanted to start cursing Jacksmack. And, you know, because of the Cloak of Shadows, he's obscured, so he has to get within one zone. This, that could be why we're seeing Keejchen advance so much, because he wants to get these curses down. I mean, the big thing, of course, is that you can't poison blood. You can't ghoul rot a necromancer. And for direct damage builds, that's oftentimes what you, like, your kind of your bread and butter to how to get some damage down on top of, like, Mage bane. And he's not going to quick cast? Is he going to quick cast? Just one gut saying Little Skeleton would have a better choice. It can guard with his 6 HP and can survive the 5 dice attacks. Yeah, so basically you're spending, you know, 5 mana every round to get rid of 10 dice. Or maybe just 5. But you're getting rid of 10 dice total, most likely. Unless this Acolyte just, like, stabs you. But, yeah, I don't think that's a bad choice. Looks like Mageddon's gonna get attacked, dealing 3 damage to Mageddon. Yeah, it's the thing about Skeletal Knights is that at 5 dice, it's you can get lucky with 5 dice, and then suddenly the whole game can shift. And like, yeah, I mean, rolling like a ton of crits is always really nice, but like, you know, the 4 to 5 dice range, that's when things can get pretty scary. When chance has a certain thing. That being said, he rolled 1 above on Mageddon, and I don't think that's too bad. He's gonna enchant that Necromancer again. So double enchant. I'm guessing one of these is Mage Bane. And we're going on the upkeep. Alright. Notes to cut the video. Alright. Looking like we're getting back. Jack's saying he's done with only 1 card out. He just picks out a 2nd card really quickly. I think that was kind of funny. And yeah, it looks like we're seeing a bunch of high level creatures out with Jack. Pulling out Mort. So I've actually done skeletal stuff with Mort before. And I find Mort is actually one of those creatures that he just kind of helps stuff live. And with Skeletal Knights, it's a really nice combo there. Just because you can... I mean, basically, when it comes to Skeletal Knights, you have to use like a Surging Wave and then get some attacks on them. Usually what the Mort allows you to do is survive 1 more attack, and then hopefully you can get a defense, and then if you're in that, you're kind of in the clear with him. Otherwise, he has a nice dice attack. I mean, 4 dice is okay. But the Tainted is kind of useless here. Well, you can use it on Mageddon, but that's not really the greatest moves. We're seeing a leather come out for Jack, by the way. And the Mage one coming out for Keejchen. So Keejchen is... So we're seeing Mageddon get attacked by another Skeletal Knight. And rolling 6, getting 3 through. That's pretty above average roll. Just slightly. Like the last turn. It's going to put Mageddon up at 6. Which isn't bad. So Keejchen with the Mage Wand. Keejchen, I noticed, does usually run at least 1, usually 2 of what I've seen Mage Wands. And he's a big fan of using those incantations that are going to kind of just get rid of the things that he needs to get rid of. Interesting enough, he didn't cast anything on his Libro. We might see a Dissolve on Jack's Libro. Might see a Dissolve on the Cloak from that Mage Wand. I doubt it's a Dispel. I really doubt it's Seeking Dispel. But regardless, this skill tonight, I'm guessing is going to activate and move in here. Yep. We're going to see the skeletal minion. This is why I like skeletal minion, is that he has a 3 dice attack. And, you know, sometimes it should do, like, 1 damage to Mageddon, but this time it did 3. So that's really nice as well. And Mageddon is getting hurt. Keep in mind that Keejchen spent 6 life getting Mageddon active, and he's absorbed 9 damage so far. I'm not sure if that's the best trade, but it is really nice. Alright, looks like, oh man, what? So we're gonna see Keejchen have a wall of thorns go down, and on the mage one is actually a force push. He's going for the cheese play. He is doing the cheese play. And the rust getting revealed, no armor on. Oh, but a brace yourself gets revealed at the same time. So he's gonna go up to 4 armor, forcing this brace yourself to get revealed. This is really classic for necromancers to have brace yourself. So he should roll. He should just roll all the dice at once because 4 armor is there, and that's what Jack is asking for. 10 dice is still pretty scary, even if you are only going to count crits. But looks like he's going to get 6 damage through. For that 6 mana plus the 5 on the Wall of Thorns, and this now opens up the possibility for a Skeleton Knight and a Mageddon to go in and hit stuff. I dig it. The cheese play is always nice, you know. Wall of Thorns is one of those things that if it works out, it works out. And the rust alone is really nice. It is going to be Keejchen's initiative next round. The issue is that Jacksmack has his Cloak of Shadows on, so he can't really do much in terms of... Oh, wow. So the Skeleton Knight's just going to look at this Wall of Thorns and just literally chop it down. We're getting 11 damage and 5 dice? What? Nope. 10 damage. I saw 5 and 6, and I was like, that can't be right. It looks like Jacksmack's got a quick cast after that. I don't blame him. Are we going to see a Mage Bane? Lesser Teleport gets revealed. He wants to get out of range of these 2 dudes. The Mage Bane does get revealed. Jack's going to go up to 7 damage here. And that was really smart of Jacksmack to prep that Lesser Teleport. I wasn't paying attention. I'm not sure if that's that last minute card that he got, or if he was, or if he planned that from the beginning. Either way, this Acolyte of the Bog Queen, the sights are set. Skeleton Knight moves in. Oh wow, he just one-shot that Acolyte, getting 7 damage. Dice are going crazy in this match. Everyone's just rolling high. Skeleton Knight just chops that Acolyte in half and looks menacingly at the other skeleton army that's surrounding him. Mageddon... Not sure what Mageddon should do. He could one-shot this minion. No, wait, I'm sorry, it's one above. But either way, Jack's gonna meditate. Mageddon's gonna move to the right and chill. And that's gonna be the round. Now, Keejchen, I bet you he doesn't have just one Wall of Thorns in his book. Jacksmack choosing to Lesser Teleport down here could imply a whole lot of stuff in terms of the fact that Obscured isn't working anymore. This Brace Yourself going away means he's down to 0 armor. He has the Battleforge, so I'm guessing we're either going to see 2 armor come out of here, or we're going to see Jacksmack with some sort of teleport or force push play, just so he can get out of any sort of Wall of Thorns stuff he might have to deal with. Because the Wall of Thorns is out. Alright, we're finishing this round at 0 out of 26 life for Keejchen. And Jack's at 7 damage out of 32. Pretty even game in terms of that. However, if you look at the field, Jacksmack has tons more damage out. Just a lot more damage ready. He's at 13 mana and 1 with the Libero, of course, is a Death Ring, while Keejchen has 12 mana and 2 on the Libero. So I have to put it in favor of Jacksmack right now for winning this game. Although this next turn will definitely sway it. If Jacksmack, I think, gets an advantage, he'll have more of an advantage, whereas Keejchen has a chance to pull something out because it is his initiative. So let's see what happens next round. Alright, coming back to the game here. Okay, so it's going to be deployment phase. I guess Keejchen's still planning. I think he just spams the next phase thing until he's on planning, and then he spams it again. Because he's clearly still planning. Even though we're in deployment. Let's just wait and see. Jack's waiting like, are you actually done with deployment? Regrowth belt coming out for Jacksmack. This is a smart move. Just gaining some casual health back. Him being only at 0 armor because of that rust is a little scary. But I'm guessing we're about to see some armor come out right now. This is probably a Rhino hide. It could be another brace yourself. And I thought he wasn't going to deploy, but he's going to choose to do Skeletal Sentry. If Keejchen says that's not okay, then I would be like, hey, not used to having spawn points outside a map. Well, I think Jack just doesn't play with Necromancer that much. I really think both these players are on their nerves a little bit because I'm seeing like a lot of simple memory things, and usually when you get stressed out, that sort of thing does happen. Alright, so it is actually Keejchen's turn, and I believe this enchantment has scared Keejchen into not wanting to use the Wall of Thorns. He's gonna activate Skeletal Knight first. This gives oh, he's gonna guard. Whoa, that's a little dangerous there. McGavin being at only 4 life left, he's pretty much dead this round. So I'm actually really curious why Skeletal Knight chose to guard. If this Skeleton Knight does die, then Keejchen doesn't have enough mana to bring it back. Which this supports Swing God saying earlier that those minor creatures are probably better. Jacksmack's going to move up and guard. Of course he's gonna guard. Alright, and Keejchen's deciding what he wants to do here. Always gotta remember Mage Bane. Mage Bane's one of those spells that you just have to keep remembering, and unless you play it a ton of times, you just forget that it's there. So that being said, talking about memory stuff, Mage Bane getting forgot, I'm just like, hey guys, let's keep that going. So it looks like Keejchen's going to move to the right one, and I think he wants to do Wall of Thorns. I think he's going for it. Although I think maybe moving here would have been better. Nope, he's just going to punch someone in the face. What does Keejchen want here? Like, the bear strength doesn't get revealed. Okay, so it looks like he's going to roll 3 damage out of 5. One of that going to armor, so 2. Going through total. And he really wants to take out this Mort, because it's just basically going to allow him to actually do damage to these skeletons. This switching gears of going for the mage then going for the creatures is probably not going to be a good thing for Keejchen. And the defense gets rolled for Keejchen tonight, and it does get missed. This Skeleton Knight then with Piercing Run 1 is going to get 6 damage on Keejchen's Skeleton Knight. And the counter strike, let's see if that defense does work. Defense does fail back, and it looks like 7 damage, because this is Eternal Servant as well, going through the Skeleton Knight. They just kind of both hit each other for above above damage. And at this point in time, I think Mageddon should go for this Skeleton Knight, because it has Eternal Servant. He won't be able to get it back. Just freaking smack it in the face and let it go. That's what I think you should do right now. Going after Mort is a good thing, but this guy's almost dead here. And no! Looks like Mageddon is just going to say, you know what, screw this. I'm going right for your Necromancer. Pulling out the Blood Claws. Rolling 4 dice. Oh, brutal. There is no armor, however, so 4 damage is going to go through. Interesting that that's how that worked out. Huh. Okay, and the Necromancer is going to fight back to Mageddon, punch him in the face for 1. Necromancer is then, Keejchen's going to choose a Force Push. I'm guessing he's going to go up. Yep. Mageddon's going up. He doesn't want him to die, he wants to get another 5 dice attack. He's basically spending 3 mana to get a 5 dice attack next round. Which I think that's okay. Skeleton Knight, or minion guarding, it can't hit anything else, and the Battleforge is way over here, so it doesn't really care. Then the double move going down for Skeleton Knight. I think he should just move to 1 and guarded. Because this double move doesn't actually mean anything. Looks like Mort's going to attack the Skeleton Knight. Rolling 5, getting 4 damage through. And, oh man, the Skeleton Knight's going to go back to 5 damage. Mort's going to get healed, while this other Skeleton Knight's going to be at 10 damage. That was brutal there. Jacksmack's at 12 damage out of 32, so needs 20 damage to die. While Keejchen's still at 0 damage out of 26, so he's in the life lead. The question is, can he get the damage through before Jacksmack's creatures just sort of lay the 5 dice, 4 dice attacks? And, I mean, Keejchen being outside of his Battleforge, while Jacksmack's within it, he has all sorts of chances to get more armor, while Keejchen just kind of, he's stuck with his Mage Wand, he can't change it out. He can't get any more armor. I personally would like to have seen like a switch of a mage wand, I guess. Like maybe he's holding off because he's waiting for the right time to wall Thorn's force push again. I'm not really sure, but regardless, was an interesting thing going on here. We'll be right back. Alright, moving back in at the 48-minute mark. And looks like Jacksmack's going to choose to bring out the Dragon Scale Halberd. Yeah, there's a big decision going into what kind of armor you get nowadays. Dragon Scale is really good. I haven't seen Leviathan Scale. I haven't seen Chitin armor. There's so many different things that stat effects really just kind of kill you. Which one is the best armor has been a big thing that I've been questioning a lot lately. Choosing to go with the Dragon Scale, that's always just a solid choice, though. You barely ever see like Wind Wyvern, or Bearskin, of course. So anyway, going back to the game, Mageddon is going to get attacked by Skeletal Knight. So he's going to roll 5 dice. He gets 2 of that through. Not enough to kill Mageddon. I'm curious if there's going to be a quick cast here out of Jack to finish him off. Mageddon just needs 1 damage more, and that's it. Jacksmack asks for a second. He's deciding, I think, if he wants to spend something. He might have some 5-mana attack spell for all we know. I really don't know. Like, I suppose he could have a Hurl Rock. Sometimes you see Flame Blast out of Necromancers. I think because Dark, a lot of people think Dark with Fire because the Warlocks, so they go, I should just take Fire attack spells. The Force Push! Oh, this is what I didn't think of. So 3 dice against Mageddon. One of those should roll a crit, and he does get that 1 crit, and that's enough to kill Mageddon. Really smart play from Jacksmack there to use that Force Push as an attack spell, and it worked. I mean, it saved him 5 dice. So he basically spent, 3 mana, 2 spell points to not only kill Mageddon, but it saves him 5 dice. And the Mage Bane does, of course, go to Jacksmack. So the big question here is, what are we going to see out of Keejchen? Because he's looking at a ton of dice getting directed at him. His only other ally is an almost dead Skeletal Knight. Granted, it is Eternal Servant, but at this point in time, if you Eternal Servant it, might just like die next round, and it won't really do that much. Keejchen's gonna move up. Oh, he's gonna melee the skeletal minion. Ooh, I don't like that move, but let's just see what happens. Rolling 5 dice, getting 4 damage through. He's gonna take 3 dice back. This does put Keejchen back in range of his Battle Forge, which is really nice. There's gonna be a 3 dice counterattack. Oh man, that skeletal minion! You are rolling 3 crits on 3 dice like every time. Gets 3 damage through. Really should have only gotten 1, maybe 0. And that puts Keejchen back on the board in terms of damage. I gotta say, I think with Jacksmack's Regrowth Belt, Keejchen's gonna have to really try to make this work. Mort's gonna move up and guard. This allows the Skeletal Knight to not actually be able to hit Jacksmack with a 5 dice attack. And at this point in time, I think Jacksmack should just pile in all the creatures and just attack. Looks like Jacksmack's gonna choose to attack this Skeleton Knight. Oh man, I don't know about this. There is a defense, and the defense does get rolled, and it succeeds. Ooh, that's gotta feel bad. Basically using up this 5 dice attack for basically nothing. And this other Skeletal Sentry is gonna move in. If this defense doesn't work, that's a dead Skeleton Knight. The defense does work, however, it's gonna cost him another action. I'm guessing the minion's gonna just attack. Yep, Jackson's gonna move that minion in, and it should kill him with 1 armor, 3 dice. But of course, attacking his skeleton brother never rolls that 3 crit we've been seeing. He's loyal to the skeleton bros. Getting 1 damage through. Okay, looks like Skeleton's didn't attack. Oh, Keejchen said 1 second. Maybe he had a quick cast. Let's see what happens. Thinking about reanimate. Yeah, he's at 11. Keejchen just spends his mana anyway. I don't really know. Keejchen's off his game, man. It's that championship match stress, dude. So yeah, we'll just say that this did count because there's nothing that changed here. So that 2 damages go through, keeping Skeleton Knight at 11 out of 12. Oh, Keejchen. And yeah, so the Skeleton Knight's just going to look at him and say, alright, I'll take it out. This is not looking good for Keejchen at all. The Jacksmack's Eternal Servant, Skeleton Knight, does kill Keejchen's Eternal Servant, Skeleton Knight. Takes it out. Eternal Servant is going to be done. I mean, with Keejchen's initiative next round... Yeah, with Keejchen's initiative next round, that will give him a chance to do that 5 dice. He'll have to get around the guard somehow. Jacksmack actually how reanimate works. You know, I'd love to see more reanimate stuff. Just like a creature with reanimate would be sweet. Looks like Jack's just gonna chill. I mean, I'm guessing he doesn't want to move anywhere. Doesn't want to cast any spells for more damage. I mean, just doing nothing is probably makes the most sense. Keejchen's gonna rebind his wand. And there is a Mage Bane that does get revealed, and this is actually a quick spell, so he does take a damage from rebinding it. Mage Bane versus Mage Bane Wars. So yeah, we're gonna see the Skeleton Knight come back. I'm guessing Keejchen will put the token back on it. Libra at 4 mana over here. Man, this Libra I just feel like hasn't really gotten used that much. Like, I'm kind of thinking Keejchen maybe just didn't need to cast this. That being said, this Mage one's here. We're going to see what happens next round. Keejchen might just be in a really failing position next round. Okay. Going on to deployment. Jacksmack's going to choose not to do anything, while I'm sorry, Keejchen's not going to choose to deploy anything, while Jacksmack's going to choose to Eye of Bale. Keejchen, I love this move. So basically, if there's no demons, then you take a damage, so you cast this on the opponent, and if they don't have any demons, you go, well, I guess I'll be taking a damage round. Very nice move. We're seeing out of Keejchen, though, the Dissolve Wand coming out, taking care of this regrowth belt. Man, how is Keejchen gonna keep the damage up? Because now he's gonna be taking one direct from this. He's gonna get Mage bane damage. It's gonna be a little brutal here. The Dissolve going out for Jacksmack onto the Keejchen's Mage Wand, which it promptly works. This is just a solid move out of Jacksmack. He needs to basically remove everything that Keejchen has while just dealing damage. And moving on to action phase. So yeah, this Eye of Bale trick is really nice. It definitely works well in Academy. You cast on your opponent, and they have to use a Crumble or Dissolve, and you're just kind of like, thanks. I'll just take a damage run. And it's 3 mana, so casting on a Battle Forge is it's just a solid move. Looks like Keejchen's going to enchant this Necro. This could be a ton of stuff. I want to say Enfeeble. Theft of Life? Maybe? I don't really know. And it looks like we're seeing the cursed item spell go on the Libro. It's very rare if it's anything else. Yeah, Jacksmack's just sort of taking care of all of Keejchen's stuff. And these creatures are just going to move in, and they're going to deal some damage here. Keejchen having used his Mage's action now, that puts him in a pretty vulnerable position. I mean, granted, Jacksmack used all his actions too, so these guys won't be able to attack anything, but this Skeleton Knight's probably just going to get just swarmed. Honestly, that's probably what I would do. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Oh man, Keejchen's having trouble if he wants to act with this guy or not. And I don't blame him. Looks like he's gonna act. And he's going after this minion, so he just wants to take this guy out. Man, I mean, I guess he won't be able to actually kill this minion. Barely. Assuming he makes a defense, though, for sure. Of course, I mean, if you have a Skeleton Sentry that rolls 4 dice and gets 6 damage, 5 of that going through, then you could be looking at some pretty good stuff. Another 4 damage out of Mort here. And, yeah, I wouldn't roll the defense either. This the Mort gets, 2 damage, 1 going through. That kind of evens out the last roll. This Knight moving in. Probably won't kill it, but we'll see how this defense roll works. The defense fails. Oh, it's so annoying. Man, this rolls 5 dice, gets 7 damage going through. That's going to take out that Knight, and Keejchen doesn't have the mana to bring it back. This could be it. I mean, a solid teleport or force push might be all that needs to happen for Keejchen to die here. He only needs 19 Yeah, 19 damage to actually lose. And, you know, available, there's not quite enough with the armor, but certainly enough for the next 2 rounds for that to happen. I'm not sure how he's going to take care of it. And are we going to see the curse item get revealed? It has to happen during upkeep. We will see. I guess he's not. I guess he won't. Oh, nope, he will. Curse item getting revealed. So, I mean, 6 mana to get rid of a Libro is freaking good, man. And Keejchen going up to 9 damage. That's not going to be pretty for him to try to take care of that. Ugh. Let's see what Keejchen does. He does say that he's thinking. Yeah, I would get rid of it. Well, maybe he needs that extra. Oh, this is so tough here. So I mean, okay, basically, are you gonna trade that 2 direct damage for the 5 mana on the Libro and the full action? I mean, that's the thing. If you look at his spawn points, they are not doing much. And while you've seen out of Jacksmack, he got a consistent amount of dudes out. Granted, this hasn't been used for 3 rounds, but he really hasn't needed to. Meditation Amulet is a big part of that. I'm just not sure exactly what Keejchen is going for with this right now. The Regrowth does get revealed on Keejchen. That's a really nice card. He's basically going to give himself 2 damage back. He probably won't take care of the Libra then. It's pretty difficult to give finite life to a Necromancer. So the Regrowth on a Necromancer is actually a pretty solid bet. And it looks like, yeah, he's going to keep the book, so I'll be right back, guys. Alright. Let's get back to this game here. So, just so we all know here, looks like that Keejchen chose to give into the curse, throwing down the Libro. Bunch of blood splattered everywhere from the Libro because that's totally what I would expect out of it. And Keejchen's like, I'm not dealing with that. And chose to gain 2 from that regen. 2 going down to 5 damage. So that was an interesting trade there. And since there was a spell on Libro, by the way, he loses that spell. Because you don't change spells until planning, and upkeep happens before planning. It's fun like that. Alright, so deployment phase. Jacksmack's gonna get a regrowth belt. What a surprise. Solid choice. Just getting that regen back. Looks like Keejchen, he's gonna get a chitin armor. Chitin armor is one of those ones that I was saying, you know, I mean, yes, it will save you the direct damage from a corrode, but especially when you're dealing with 4 other creatures on top of your mage, you kind of want acid balls to work. And Keejchen choosing to get this out now means that he wants to solidify these dudes. So, like, it's actually really not a good thing for Jacksmack that he chose chitin armor over some of the other armors, just because it makes it that much less effective to acid ball. That being said, we might still see rust and stuff like that. I mean, for all we know, Jacksmack doesn't actually have any acid balls, but probably 2. That's what I'm guessing he has. Skill Center's going to move up. He's going to guard. Keejchen's got a lot of choices here. It's going to be dicey either way. And Keejchen's really thinking about what he wants to do. It looks like he is going to take his quick cast. That means he does have to commit to his full action if he does this. And he is going to take care of that regrowth belt. So this is going to turn to a dissolving game. Usually it works when you are about even level, or especially when you're ahead. But in this situation, that's not looking good, because he's basically spending his 6 mana, he's down to 3, and all he has is that basic punch to do any damage. But of course there's guards out here and all this other stuff, so I'm not really sure what he's planning here. Looks like the enchantment does go down. I want to know what these 2 are. I'm thinking Theft Alive. It could be, I mean, it could be some sort of like nullifier or something. Looks like the spreading out is happening. Skeleton Knight going down. This is all going to be Jacksmack moves. 5 dice attack coming in. He does have 5 armor, so it shouldn't do too much. Maybe 2. Of course, I mean, it could get all crits, and then you get 4 damage through. So that was pretty nice, putting Keejchen at 11 out of 26. And that's the thing. Like, Skeleton Knight feels like it should do less damage, but it just seems to get really lucky every time. Jacksmack's just gonna meditate, and I'm guessing he has more creatures. He has at least 1, so he just wants to solidify his move by just getting more guys out. Really interesting that we're seeing. I've seen a lot of necromancers in like final Mage Wars tournament games, and usually I'm seeing something very similar to what Jack is running, and that is a Meditation Amulet, a Battle Forge, and usually Graveyard, but sometimes Libro. This is a very interesting like final tournament kind of thing, especially in, you know, all the games that we've seen here. You only have a choice of mages so many times, so both of these guys choosing Necro is really interesting. That being said, Jack's going to take his move. I guess he's not going to meditate. He unmeditated. Is he? He's just gonna move in. Looks like. Does he want to just punch him? I almost wouldn't blame him for just punching, but nah, he's just gonna retreat. And that creates all sorts of obscured issues for Keejchen. And of course he's guarding, so he has to deal with the counterattack. It's fun. Alright, that's probably going to be the end of the round here. Let's see Jack. Well, maybe he'll use an enchantment. Enchanted Ward Stone coming out for Jacksmack. That's interesting to me. So they both have their Ward Stones. This is actually a really similar book between the two of them, and I find that really interesting that they both did that. Keejchen, I totally expected to run something like a Necromancer. Jacksmack, I didn't know that he even had a Necromancer. To be totally honest. Looks like the Eye of Baal is going to deal 1 damage to Keejchen. That puts him up to 12 out of 26 and 24 life. Until you're dead, that's super close. Especially when you're staring down the barrel of 2 5-dice attacks in 4 days. So we will be right back in a second. Alright, come back to the game here. Looks like we're going to see nothing come out of the Battle Forge for Jacksmack. Keejchen also not casting anything. Now he's at 12 mana and only 2 actions here. So I'm actually a little surprised he didn't cast anything out of that Battle Forge. Looks like Keejchen's going to put up a wall of bones. So he's planning on saving himself a little bit of time by just creating a barrier here. And I mean, it'll work. Unless Jacksmack has some sort of teleport spell. It will do stuff. Which looks like he doesn't have a teleport spell. He's just going to run away. And this is the kind of thing where Jacksmack can wait it out as long as possible. And we're going to see just the moving to the Battle Forge to go and kill that. Skeleton Knight rolling 5 dice. Getting 3 through. Actually, you only need 3 more to kill that Battle Forge. So, I mean, he'll lose the card on this Battlefield Forge if he does lose the Battle Forge, so that would really suck. That being said, this Skeleton Knight rolled 5 dice and got 8 damage. 5 of that going through. That Battle Forge is gone. It looks like an Eye of Bale also getting rid of. They both have like the same deck. It's so crazy to see this game. Really interesting play there. Eye of Bale getting cast. So I guess that was just a fake ploy to get that out there. That being said, the Skeleton Knight does move down too. Forces him to only have 1 action to actually do anything. And we're seeing Mort retreat back, protect this Necromancer Master, and that's going to be the action. Let's see what happens in this final quick cast phase. Make sure it took Mage bane damage. Yep, he did. And the Deathlock going out. Okay, so Deathlock comes out. That puts a huge clock in the Keejchen because he does have the Eye of Bale on, and there is no Eye of Bale on Jacksmack. And with all of these buffering creatures for Jack to lay on the damage, it's going to create some problems. This regrowth is now useless. Keejchen only needs 24 damage, and it's going to be a race here. We'll see if we have a teleport come out. Either way, I can see these 2 knights moving to intercept Keejchen's Mage, probably this way. And it's going to be a crazy game. We'll see a 4 dice deck go on the Necromancer. It'll be good. I want to see what they plan, because this is a tricky situation for Keejchen. He's at 17 mana, so you know, at the beginning of the game I said he had less cards. It's possible he has some attack spells. We'll have to wait and see. Alright, moving on to deployment phase. And I mean, none of them, I guess, what do I say? The Libro can cast this, and we do see a cast come out of Libro. Skeleton Archer. Solid little way just to be like, hey, you guys can't get me. And, or if you choose to run or somehow give yourself elusive, you won't make it through. That being said, Jacksmack just lays down the wall of bones, leaving Keejchen 1 way to go. I gotta say, Jacksmack is playing this game really well. Sealing him off here, so he's gonna have to move here, is a nice tactic. And if he chooses not to, he literally just has to climb his way or break his way through these, which these Skeletal Knights will be there waiting for him again. Looks like the Skeletal Sentry is going to move in. Roll 4 dice. Get 3, 0 going through. A little unfortunate there for Jack, but that being said... Oh, wait, there's an enchantment that went down onto Keejchen. I wonder what that is. Keejchen's going to pass. Yeah, he wants these guys to take their actions so he doesn't take the full blunt of them. Which, that's totally reasonable. Keejchen should really not use... Yeah, I don't agree with that move. I think Jacksmack should have used his Necro, make this guy move. Because I bet whatever he had planned on Jacksmack's Necro, he was just going to do anyway. You might as well see if you can get that 5 dice on you. The Zombie Brute going down. Okay. So, I mean, he's getting more creatures out. That is really nice. I do worry that the Eye of Bale, though, is going to cause him to lose this game before anything before that. That being said, I mean, the Zombie Brute can guard, so that'll be a nice way to at least, like, ferry yourself to somewhere safe. It's possible Keejchen's looking at this place as somewhere safe that he can recoup. I don't really know, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Eye Bale is going to do 1 more damage. That's going to be 10 damage away for Keejchen. Ooh. Alright, going to deployment phase. Not going to see anything out of this Libra, it looks like. This is sort of a waiting game for Jack. Alright. Skipping quick casts. Can Keejchen do something about this? Keejchen's turn. Alright, we're going to see a Zombie Brute 4-die attack on the Skeletal Sentry. He's going to roll 4. He's going to roll 6 damage total. 7, yeah, that does something, but I don't know if that's... really gonna help him win this game? Like, it just doesn't seem like it's doing much. At this point in time, I think he should just be... Yeah, I think he should just focus on Keejchen's Mage, because there's no point in moving here and guarding. That's just a waste of an action here. I mean, he only has to deal 11 damage. That's it. Back to Keejchen. He's just gonna pass. I don't blame him. Sensei's gonna go. Jacksmack's gonna go for this Enchanter's Wardstone, which he takes it out. Bam. And we're gonna see it Dispel, I'm guessing. Yep. Dispel gets cast. He's gonna get rid of that Mage Bane, take a damage in the process, but at least he can cast spells now and not have to fear about that. Okay, so I mean, Jacksmack just cleared himself up, doing much better here than Keejchen is. Let's see what Keejchen does. I mean, is he gonna quick cast like a teleport? Because right now he just kind of chilling. This Skeletal Sentry moved back, so. I mean, if Keejchen wants to kill, he's going to have to move all the way back here and then start double moving. That's going to... The Eye of Baal is just going to do so much damage to him. Acolyte, the Bog Queen coming out. Oh, man. So, I mean, we see another one. I really want to know what he wanted to do with all these Acolytes he has. Because the first one just kind of died. I guess he could reconstruct. That'd be pretty neat. And Keejchen's gonna move forward with his Skeletal Knight. I'm sorry, Jacksmack is. Keejchen's gotta pull something out of his hat that's gonna work here. A tense moment. And the Mage one coming out. Okay, what is he gonna do with the Mage wand? He could... He's gonna have to take a Mage Bane damage, by the way. He could Dispel Mage Bane? But that's not really gonna save him. Okay, so he spends 5 in the Disperse. 5. Oh, because there's the Enchanter's Wardstone. And he's going to go up to 17 damage out of 26. I don't agree with this at all, man. You got to take out Deathlock if that's going to even do anything. It just kind of accelerated his death because of the Mage Bane. And that Eye of Baal, man. Double moving with the Skeletal Archer. That's a tough call. I think probably double moving here is a better choice. Just because you never know when they're going to Eagle Claw Boots over. But then again, if he does that, then it's pretty much suicide. That's going to be another round there. Just sort of chipping damage we're seeing out of Jacksmack. And it's... I think it's going to work. We'll see. Alright, getting back to this game. So, while we were gone, it looks like Keejchen decided to reveal an Arcane Corruption on Jacksmack's Mage. So that's going to be a damage around that he gets now, because he only has one enchantment on him. So, I mean, that's nice. Jacksmack chooses to attack this target's Necromancer with Skeletal Sentry, so he's going to go after him. I think he should have done this last round. I think he should have just... Oh. Why can't he be attacked? That's so weird. So, yeah, I mean, it's not going through. So, 4 dice against all this armor. That's game. This... Oh my god. So Jacksmack moves his Skeletal Sentry, rolls 4 dice, gets max damage, all crit, 8 damage, ignoring, what is this, 5 armor, and just wins the game immediately. Oh my god. Awesome win. I like how the Skeletal Sentry last round, like, moved to the right and just guarded, and then this round was like, you know what, I'm gonna win right now, and just BAM! Big congratulations out to Jacksmack. Man, a lot of those prediction threads did not place you in the championship area, and I'm really glad to see that you made it through. I've been watching your games for a long time, and you've been improving a lot. And that was just a solid game there. I really liked your Necromancer. Keejchen also played a really good game. These are surprisingly similar books. And it just played out well. So that's going to conclude the whole ADMW. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you haven't checked out the other matches, feel free to check them out, because there's a ton of great Mage versus Mage interactions. And in general, it's just, I think it's been a really good tournament. So thanks everyone for watching us. I'm Keejchen, and feel free to keep watching our channel. We're going to be doing some spoilers for Academy coming up soon. So check us out. Anyway, guys, take care. Thank you guys so much. Oh yeah, on top of this, there's 2 things I wanted to announce. So at the end of every tournament, we're going to post on the Arcane Wonders forum just a poll and a QA. See if any of the players, the viewers can, if there are any rules that sort of were confusing in the ADMW. We're always trying to make this more like fun for players to do. So let us know there. Also, we're going to be doing like an art contest because we want new Mage art for thumbnails on our YouTube. So if you guys are like, if you're an artist, feel free to check out the Arcane Wonders forum, because we're looking to get some new art. We figured maybe someone on the forums would be interested in that. Anyway, take care, guys. Big congrats to Jacksmack. Awesome tournament.